Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Basic human rights for all people are those inalienable rights, those rights that have been designed as part of your makeup that is required to be met in as far as you realizing your dreams. That's a heavy and a deep way to go for people that have been designed in such a way that life can be that wonderful for them. And for that reason, I want to speak to those of you who consider yourselves terrorists. So you've been abused, you've been done wrong, and you've cried out in your serious tone, and no voice has listened, and no God has responded. And so you find your need to rise up in your own stead, that you do the right thing to prevent a continuation of what's going on. And what you decide to do is to kill. That's the language that they understand. That's the language that they employ. So why not kill? But you're going to be more righteous than them, because they use others to take your lives and to do you harm. But you're not going to do that. You're going to commit your life. You're going to make sure that if anyone dies, it's definitely going to be you. But your efforts is to bring others down with you as a statement of retaliation, a statement of love for those who you consider yourself speaking for. And not only that, you have convinced yourselves to believe that for doing such, that heaven is open for you and that you will be received wonderfully because you've done the thing that no one else would do. You not only committed your life, you've given your life. Well, that's a godly perspective. But I'd like to take you to a different, higher level of understanding of that God. You see, yes, you have cried out and they have not listened. But your biggest weapon has been and still is resistance. Resistance means not complying with that which they have required you to do. Not complying. Why? Because you know it's wrong. You feel the brunt end of it. And so if anyone got the right, if anyone got the God-given authority to resist, it is you. Those who don't feel it can't resist it. They don't feel it. But you do. And then you get angry and you want to fight back the way they do. Let me tell you, no one has the right to take a life but the giver of life. And anyone who would put themselves, for whatever reason, on the road to taking a life is overcoming in their own mind the God of creation. And you can't do that and be right. You can't do that and be right. So, if someone must die and you are willing to die, then you stand up for right and resist it with all your might and let them kill you. Why? Because that's the difference between you and them. You care about them. Oh, you hate what they're doing, and that's why you're resisting. But you care about them, and you won't take their lives. But they don't care about you. They care about themselves, but they don't care about you. That's why they'll take your life. And that's what makes them different. Now, it is not our duty to change them. That's God's duty and their responsibility in response. Our duty is to represent. Resist. Resist doesn't mean back off. Resist means all of those things that are basically required of you to enjoy living. And what is living about? Living is not just about going to work or eating and having sex. Living is about actually doing. Living is about creating. And to embrace that creating, you have to expose yourself to all that you can of the great creation, that it might stimulate the ideas in you to cause in your mind a yearning, a desire for a manifestation of that which you and only you have seen. And because it is for us a gift from the Almighty, we all support it and we play our part in it. Now, I know that sounds crazy to those of you who will kill, but if you got to go to the pearly gates, and there are two before you, one who followed the rules and came in through that way, and another one who stepped on your toes all the way, who are you going to let in? Now, be honest. You're not going to let the one in that stepped on your toes all the way. Your love is not going to let you do that, because your love is not helping that one. That one must learn the secret of life, is that our lives are wrapped up in each other's lives. And until you learn that, you're nothing but a cancer. Oh, we give you chances to try and try and try and try until you learn. You get the chances. But brother, to be right, you got to be right. Now, does that mean you're right in all things? No. It means that you're right as you find out that you're wrong. And then you right it. Okay? All right, I think that's enough now. I want you to stop the terrorism, because you're killing innocent people. You're taking your life, that's good. You say you're taking your enemy's life, and to you that's good. It's not good for good. But the innocent ones, you say it's a casualty of war. You're playing the game, and you're not living on the right side of life. Take it for what it's worth. Bye-bye.